Hello, let's get to the point. So I'm checking out this case right now where it says the 14th Amendment requires a state to license a marriage between two people of the same sex. Okay, so let me scroll back up. I'm reading this case. It's called Obergefell versus Hodges, right? And then this was all the way back in, when was this? October term, this was the Supreme Court, October term 2014, okay? So this is the one where they say, oh, the people of the same sex can get married, right? Blah, 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 right? So I'm reading this bit, and then it's just really fun because, it's like people don't know plain text, people don't know history, and people don't know tradition, okay? People don't know the Bible. People don't know that man and woman were created. That's the marriage, right? It's between man and woman. Now, if our creatures called the government want to create a class of people where they say, oh, same-sex people can get a marriage license, first off, government doesn't have any jurisdiction over marriage licenses. It's a hoax, right? It's a hoax. It's for the people who don't know the law, man. So if the government created an entity called marriage license or marriage certificate, then you will be subject to the government. This is why it's very funny when I see all these people, all these men and all these women who go out there and say, oh, we want to get marriage, and then they get a marriage certificate from the government. And I'm like, you do know that they have jurisdiction over that now, right? Allegedly, they don't, because, once you know the law, then you know that you have jurisdiction over the creatures of government, okay? So I used to trip out about this, man, because this was one of the bits, back in the day that I helped out here in California, where it was like, oh yes, the gays should be able to get married. You should be able to love whoever you want to love. This is when I was hanging out in the secular times, man. So now I'm gonna it's cool. You can contract. If you want to contract, you can contract. Government can't interfere with your ability to contract. Okay. Now you want to call it marriage? That's on you. Okay. Everybody's gonna get judged in the end. All right. So here, I'm gonna show you this bit right here where you're gonna see it on the screen. It's going to say vanities and worship. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1 through 8. We're just going to read one bit, chapter 8 or verse 8. Okay, and then we're going to be done. Okay, it says, if thou, that means you, if thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, okay, like them saying the same sex people, or, people who are having sexy time with the same sex is okay. That's not cool, man, because you're not producing any fruit. You're just doing it for the flesh, man. Rewind. It says, if thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter. Repeat, marvel not at the matter. That's why I'm not tripping. I'm like, if the same sex folks want to get married, you go ahead and do it, okay? Because in the end, everybody's going to judge. You just don't know how to contract. And that's why you guys are all crying right now, because you want the government to be your daddy, okay? My father's God, so I'm not even worried about it, okay? That's why I marvel not at any of this matter. I don't even care, man. I care as long as you don't harm man, woman, child, or the people. The moment that you harm the people, we got a problem. Okay, now, if you want to contract and you guys just want to hang out with each other and you want to call it marriage, that's on you, man. That's on you. But I would just go and look at the definition of the words and then say, is this really a marriage, right? Because when you read Webster's Dictionary, 1828, marriage is between a man and a woman. Okay, now marriage is not between a man and a man or a woman and a woman. That's a different thing. It's a contract. If you want a civil contract because you're about that flesh life, then go do it. You can do it, and then the government allows it, right? So I don't even really trip about this bit anymore, the whole same-sex marriage, because it's boring, right? Check it out. Let's keep reading. It says, marvel not at the matter. We don't care, right? Because Father's in control. It says, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth. He's looking. Father's watching, all right? And there be a higher than they. Okay, so Father's the most high. Father's God. God shows us everything, man. So we don't even really trip out anymore, okay? The only thing that we're focusing on right now is showing people the words as written. We're like, look at the words. Do you agree to the terms and conditions as written? Yes or no, okay? we can hop in all the codes and statutes, but we know that the people have jurisdiction over that. Why? Because the government is the creature of the people, okay? Remember this, and we're going to be cool, man. So don't trip out, people. Do not trip out, because, it's like the people of the same want to get married. Let them do that, man. The only thing that we ask is we don't want to see it in the public, okay? We don't want to see sexy time in the public. That's it. We don't want to see sexy time in the public. I mean, I'm even getting to the point to where I'm getting sort of kind of annoyed by watching people kiss in movies, man. It's annoying. I don't want to see your intimate acts, man. I don't want to see it, okay? You keep that behind doors, man. You keep it in the closet, okay? You keep it in the closet. That means between a man and a woman, I don't want to see it. Between a man and a man, I don't want to see it. Between a woman and a woman, I don't want to see it. I don't care for it, man. It's not cool. It's not sexy. It's not cool, man. It's just not cool, man. So keep that sexy time stuff behind closed doors, man. You don't need it to tell stories, right? The stories, if you got a good story, then the story is going to tell itself, man. We don't need the pornography anymore, man. It's just basically that's it. We don't need the pornography out there in the public, because we don't need the children to see bad behavior. That's what it all boils down to, man, is the behavior, man. We will know everything about you by the words that you say. All right, that's it, man. I just wanted to lay that track down real quick, man, because I'm reading this case and I'm seeing we can dust it off so quick, because marriage has plain text, marriage has history, marriage has tradition, so we can blow that. If we wish, we can blow that case out of the water. But, it's not something that we're worried about right now, man, because we're just worried about showing people how to operate one trust tool, man. That's it. All right, we're done, man. We're going to put this together. We're going to upload it, and we're going to see how it flows. I'll talk to you guys in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.
Oh, sinner man, where you gonna run to?